What's up, y'all? Shagdog, Spinner Swallow Beer Review. We're here with our Rockin reviews and awesome brews. I'm doing a Yingling traditional lager like I did a few days ago. And we're doing a review on Ratt's 1999 self-titled LP. Basically, often referred to as 1999, partially to avoid confusion with the EP it came out in 1983, which is self-titled. So the album saw band's musical direction shift to a more blues-influenced hard rock sound, further away from the previous glam. But you got to figure Robin Crosby wasn't on this album. Robbie Crane was a new bassist, which a bassist shouldn't make that much difference. But Juan Crashier's, the original bassist, backing vocals are really missing. And a lot of the songs Ratt didn't write themselves. They had additional writers on the songs. Just for instance, So Good, excuse me, All the Way, Piercy DiMartini, Mark Hudson, and Steve Dudas. It Ain't Easy, Piercy Ritchie. Even Jack Blades, the Night Ranger, was on. So some of these songs I heard were throwback songs. Bands got rid of or whatever, and then Ratt took them, and then they probably changed the lyrics, changed the music up a little bit. Jack Blades of Night Ranger, Dead Reckoning. So, yeah, so a couple songs, most of the songs had other people in on the write-in, so that could have been a big one. Jack Russell, R.I.P., just recently passed away, also was in the write-in for Live for Today. Might have been a great white throwaway, you know? So, but let's get into this album. It's their 1999. They got back together. They had a little collage-type album about a year or two before this one. They finally got back together 97, and collage had a couple, most of them were like old Mickey Ratt songs. A couple of them were unreleased Ratt songs that were recorded for either Reach for Sky or Dance Undercover album sessions, or even Top Secret. The demo version for Detonator was on that one. But this one is just Stephen Piercy, lead vocals and rhythm guitars, believe it or not. Warren DiMartini, lead guitars. Robbie Crane, bass, and Bobby Blotzer, drums. Now, during the tour, they brought in, what's his name, plays for Night Ranger now. God, I can't. Kelly, or whatever the hell his name was. He came in as a rhythm guitarist during the tour, but Stephen Piercy dropped out after like a month or two of the tour going on. He's like, he quit again. Let's get into this beer real quick, though. Before we get into that album, I'm doing Yingling Traditional Lager. This is the bottle, so it's a little skunky, that green bottle, you know. Yeah. All right, this album, I loved it. The album came out, I bought it. You know, I heard Ratt's coming out with a new one. I went to the local CD store that was in my small town in Florida. I was like, hey, you going to get this? I knew the guy at work there, and he's like, I don't know, but if you want to put an order in just to be on the safe side, I'm like, yeah, order me a copy, you know. And then July 6th, 1999, it came out. I went and got my copy almost maybe a few days. I think it was about a week after it came out, I got it. And I tell you what, supposedly the hit song on it, I didn't like that much. Over the Edge. It's the first song on the LP. It's kind of grungy sounding a little bit. Over the edge, jump on it. You know, it's just not my type of Ratt song. And most of the songs on here aren't your typical Ratt. But that one, it was okay. Next one, Live for Today, which, great song. It was also used on one of the races. I'm not sure which particular race, but by NASCAR, the intro, hey, you know, whenever they came on TV, NBC, Fox, whatever hell channel it was on, they had Ratt playing. Live for Today. Live for today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Wasting your time being somewhere you don't want to be. Rely on faith to get you through your sorrows. Nothing can stand for whatever. Live for today. Good song. I liked it. Next one, Gave Up, Giving Up. I liked it. A little Van Halen-esque. Gave up, giving up, but don't give it up. Don't give it up. Yeah, pretty good song. Next one, another kind of like almost Live for Today. We Don't Belong. We don't belong. Kind of like a ballad, I guess, but a little bit not like a love ballad, but we don't belong. I heard it for the last time. Still the same old song. You know, a pretty good song, yeah. That was written by DeMartini Piercy, and there's somebody named Fredrickson on the writing. Next one was a great one. This was actually the one was more of a Van Halen-esque song. Breakout. Break out, turn around. Got to get your feeling, get your feet on the ground. Break out, take a bite out of life. Man, don't you worry, everything will be all right. Great song. Next one, many, many years, I have had the words wrong in this song. Tug of War, I like this song. I always thought it said love is a tug of war, but apparently they say life is a tug of war. I can't explain. Life is, and I always thought it was love, because that's what love is, a tug of war to me. And I'm just going to keep it like that. Love is a tug of war. I can't explain. Love is a tug of war. Bow, bow. Every night I dream. I wish I could play the music. I probably could play the music. Probably won't get a bus for that. Next song, another great one. Dead Reckoning. Can you feel like you're listening? What we got here is dead reckoning. And if it feels good, do it again. What we got here is dead reckoning. Pretty good song. I mean, I like this whole album. It's not Ratt per se of the old days of Ratt, but I liked it. Really, I mean, you got Stephen Piercy vocals and Warren DeMartini. You don't need much more than that, right? Next song, another great one, Lovesick. I love that song. I betted it down. I betted it down. I betted it down. Not that kind of way you say you love me. Burn it down. You say you want me, so I'll be back from more. Every time you look away, I can't explain myself. I can't remember all the words, but anyhow, you know, it's lovesick. You can't remember anything about love. So, next one, It Ain't Easy. Another great one, kind of like We Don't Belong. And Live for Today. It ain't easy being me. There's no way out as far as I can see. It ain't easy, such a long way home, and I'm already too far gone. I'm already too far gone. Yeah. Great song. Next one, it's All the Way. What more can I say, right? I didn't even sip this beer yet. What's something like, let's go all the way. Probably my least favorite song on the album, but it's an all right song. And then the next one's So Good, So Fine. Get these big wheels turning until the day water turns to wine. You can't ask for more. What's so good, so good. It's so fine, so fine. Really good song. I mean, that whole album, it's not your typical Ratt of like Invasion of Privacy, Out of the Cellar, Dance Undercover. Reach for the Sky or Detonator. It's kind of a 90s version of Ratt. I mean, you have Stephen Pearcy, Warren DeMartini, and Bobby Blosser on drums, but you got, what's his name on bass, Robbie Crane, former bassist for the Vince Neil band in the early 90s. And then on rhythm guitar, you got Stephen Pearcy himself playing some rhythm guitar parts. So it's, yeah, not the greatest Ratt album, but it's different, and I like it. I mean, it holds a dear place in my heart in 1999. I even we used to go bowling a lot. When I first met my buddy Jammer, October 98. Hey, you want to go bowling after work? We go bowling. We get off work 7 a.m. I'm like, I don't really bowl, but hey, we drink beer. Okay. And I learned how to bowl better. And two great benefits out of that. I learned how to bowl better, and I gained a great new friend, my best friend, Jammer. But in 1999, when this album came out, I was so happy with it. I wanted to share it with the world. And what better place? I was at the bowling alley one day. We did cosmic bowling on a Saturday afternoon. Got a lot of kiddies and single mothers out there. I go, and there was a DJ played music during the cosmic bowling, and I'm like, hey, can you play the CD? He's like, I can't do that. I got to play what the boss tells me. I'm like, I give him $20. I'm like, here, $20. That's $2 per song. Play the whole CD. And he played it. And I don't think any of the single mothers or the kids were impressed too much with it. But at least I know subconsciously the songs from this album are embedded into at least 40 little kids and 10 mothers, or maybe 20 mothers, heads subconsciously. They heard the whole fucking album. That's my gift to life. You're welcome, you little kids and you single mothers. Anyhow, I mean, it's probably the least on my Ratt albums. I kind of like it. It has its place. But if I have to rate all the Ratt albums, I'd only put it ahead of the Ratt EP just because it has more songs than the Ratt EP. That's probably the only way it goes ahead of that. Yeah. I mean, Collage was pretty good by itself. I like Collage more than this, I would say. So Ratt Collage gets the nod over Ratt 1999 LP. But what I say with every Ratt record, they're pretty damn good to me. I'd even put this over Reach for the Sky in some certain ways. Reach for the Sky had, of course, the one bigger hit, Way Cool Jr., and then it had I Want a Woman, a staple of hairband songs. This had more heart, I think, than Reach for the Sky. So I might even put this above Reach for the Sky, actually. Although Reach for the Sky, I will do a review on that album someday, right? Had some good songs in there, too. But this one, I think, had a little bit more soul and heart from Steven in this one. And then, of course, on the tour, with a month or two in the tour, Steven quit again. I don't know what goes on with Ratt while they're on tour. I mean, how fucking hard is it, right? Pick 10 songs, sing them, do a good job. It's like a job, you know. Even if you don't like people you work with, just, hey, let's work together. We've only got 4 hours together, 5 hours, and let's get it over, do a great job, give the people what they want to see, and get the fuck out of here away from each other. How hard is it, right? Oh, well, what can you do, right? Me and Jammer and my deceased brother, rest in peace, Spanky, saw Ratt together in 2010, the year they came out with the Ratt Infestation album. And that was pretty fun. Of course, they didn't play no songs from this one. No, they didn't. It's mostly all their old stuff. And then from the Infestation album, they played 2 songs. Eat Me Up Alive, and the hell was the other one called? I can't remember. But I wish I could have saw Ratt during this tour. It's probably the only time you would have saw them singing any songs from this album. Maybe a year, 2, 3 years later, they might have still been doing Over the Edge at some concerts because after Stephen Pearcy quit, they had Jizzy Pearl. Was he the singer? I think Jizzy Pearl might have been the singer, one of the singers during that time before Steven came back in 2007, I think. Anyhow, I give this album Ratt 1999 LP. PA Brew News calls it jazz. It might be considered jazz. Like I said, I think a lot of these songs were throwaway songs from other albums. It's not jizz, it's jazz. They're two different things. Yeah, like I said, even Night Rangers, Jack Blaze was in on writing for one song. So I think these were throwaway songs from different bands. I don't know who the hell Richie Zito is or Taylor Rhodes, or I guess if I click on their names. Jack Russell, I know who he is. I think these were throwaway songs from other bands. Ratt got them, rewrote. Probably, I know Stephen Pearcy. No, it's Stephen Pearcy. I'm sure he rewrote some of the lyrics. DeMartini probably put his own little guitar stuff into them and call it a day. You know, it ain't easy having 11 songs that other people help you write. So, yeah, that's my favorite band. I love them. Ratt N Roll. Man, since Round and Round came out, one of my friend came home with the album one day. His brother did. And I heard that, out of the cellar album. I was like, wow. And I already knew Def Leppard. At that time, Def Leppard was my favorite rock band, 1983's Pyromania. But here's 84 Ratt. And I heard that. I was like, wow, I really like this shit too. And Ratt became my favorite band at that time. So. And I usually stick with my favorite bands or teams and stuff like that, usually. Yeah, they did tour with Kicks at one time. I think that might have probably been Reach for the Sky, most likely. I think maybe 88, 89. Could have been Detonator, maybe 1990. I never heard of them. Wow. We'll have to let Jammer know about that because we're going to do a top albums of 1984 eventually. I was going to I went to 1999. I was going to do the top albums from 1999, and I found 4 albums. I was like, well, I can't do a top 4 albums of 1999. I could have. I was like, hell with it. I'll just do Ratt. Their self-titled LP from 1999. And yeah, when I bought this, yeah. I was a little shocked. What the hell did I say? Well, beer, drinking thinking. Yeah, it's not drinking thinking. I was kind of shocked when I bought this album because I was expecting a little more because I had their collage, which came out about a year before, and it was kind of a collage of some Ratt recordings from Out of the Cellar up to Detonator. A couple of different songs had different people in it. Like one song had Billy Sheenan in it playing on bass. Another song had someone else on it playing drums or guitar or whatever. So that was kind of more raw. Some of the songs actually were even from the old Mickey Ratt days, but they redid them with War and Bobby Blotter and all that kind of stuff. So I expected this one to be a little bit harder, and when I heard it, it was kind of more of a contemporary hard rock album. It wasn't typical Ratt. It wasn't early 80s sleazy Ratt or the late 80s bluesy rock. It was more of a contemporary rock Ratt. But I liked it still, so. But yeah, what we got here, PA. Creates the sound that solidified the bound black metal. Venom is a joke, and hard rock. That says Venom, right? Vet with an EM or N. Hard rock, it comes up with the name black metal, but nothing more. Okay. Hey, I didn't even know with what's that guy's name? He used to wear the makeup, kind of like dark metal. Oh shit, I can't remember his name, but he was in a band before he went solo. My friends used to listen to him. I can't even think. He had a song about something about grandma's cookies or some crap. I don't know. Oh shit, what was his name? Yeah, King Diamond. You just said Bethany. Bethori is King. King Diamond. What was the name of his band that he was originally in before he went solo? Yeah. Wasn't he in a band before that, though? I thought he was in some type of band before he went solo. But yeah, King Diamond, my one friend made up a song based on one of his songs, like Grandma, Give Me Your Toll House Cookies or something. Merciful Fate. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, because I actually listened to a Merciful Fate album when I did the 1983 albums, best top 10 albums. I remember hearing about Merciful Fate. I guess I never heard of them. And the album was pretty good from 83, I think. But I just couldn't put it in my top 10. But it was all right. Yeah. The only reason it didn't even get in my top 10, I actually like the music. I just didn't like the vocals. Sometimes they'll do it. You know, you get the music like, wow, this music sounds pretty good, but the vocals are like really horrible or something's too high. And yeah. Love the name of that band, Merciful Fate. Yeah. Yeah, one of my friends from high school, a couple of them. All my friends in high school, later years when I moved to Pennsylvania, they're into either death metal or, you know, the regular hard stuff like Iron Maiden or Metallica or whatever. I was the only one who was in the hair bands. And then we had a couple other friends that were into hip hop and stuff like that. So it was a really weird mix of a crew, I guess. Well, you know your Merciful Fate. I always missed the Grandma, Don't Give Me Your Toll House Cookies song that my friend wrote based on King Diamond. I like how that yellow's coming up in that green bottle. Ooh, Ratt N Roll, bro. Ratt N Roll. Yeah, Ratt N Roll. Rodent Rocker, self-titled 99. I was pleasantly surprised with this one. Yeah, that's all I got for 1999. My other albums were, of course, Creed. If I did a whole year, you know, the best albums of the year, Creed. I had, I can't remember what other bands. Audio Slave. No, not Audio Slave, because website I went to, I was like, Audio Slave wasn't out in 1999. I was like, I had to take a double check. I was like, that was 2002. Why was it saying 1999? I don't know. Google. Californication. I'm not even sure if that came out. I used AI to check the best albums just to try to look through it. Yeah, Creed is completely and totally gay, but that was a pretty good first album, you know. Yeah. A couple of songs off it. Yeah. There was this one guy I went to karaoke once. Was My Own Prison? Was that on the first album? There's a guy at karaoke. He's like at the microphone. He's like, "If you've been to prison, put your hands in the air." And everybody's like, yeah. He was proud to be in prison now. I was going to put my hands up. Yeah, I work there. But I didn't. Check out Wolf Lairs Records, my personal band page. It's your band? Silverchair. Is that those kids from Australia? Silverchair. I think they were on there for a 99 one. They had their first album was 97, I believe, right? 96. I can't remember. Wait till tomorrow. But I think they had another one, 99, actually. I can't remember. Yeah, something called Neon Ballroom. Anthem of the Year 2000, Miss You Love, Do You Feel the Same in Emotion by Silverchair. Oh, is that your band? Funeral Dust 666. What's that 666 mean? Man, imagine if we had AI back in our young days. We could write songs. I've wrote many songs on AI recently, and of course, I have to go. You tell it to write a song of something, you add a few things, and then you got to go back in there. Well, take this out because a lot of it sounds stupid. It doesn't even sound like a real song yet. So you got to tweak it and everything, but yeah. Runaway. It came out in '99. Shit. Runaway train never going back. Runaway on a one-way track. Yeah. Yeah, 99, the late 90s. I mean, because the 90s were a pretty rough decade to begin with. There are certain bands I liked, but I think after 96 or 97, I just started staying out, tuning out of touch with bands, yeah. Now, I did like some 90s bands, grunge bands, or whatever you want to call some of those bands. I like the Gin Blossoms, two of their albums. Goo Goo Dolls, I did like a boy named Goo, a boy named, Baby, what the hell is the name of the album? A Boy Named Goo, right? A boy named something. That one was pretty good. And then the second one with all those hits, I mean, it was all right. Goo Goo Dolls, two albums were okay. My favorite two bands for the 90s were Pearl Jam and 7 Mary 3. I did like Pearl Jam up till No Code. No Code I didn't like too much, but I like some songs off that. But then after that one, I lost track of Pearl Jam. Funeral Dust 666. Well, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, 7 Mary 3 Cumbersome. And, a lot of people didn't like them after that album because they went more folk, back to what they originally were, like acoustic type folk band. That first album, originally they had a EP, which most of the songs on the EP were acoustic, but they changed them into grunge type music for Cumbersome album, American Standard. And then after that, they had the album Rock Crown and then Orange Ave, but they were more stripped down. And, of course, my favorite album by them is the American Standard with Cumbersome and, Water's Edge and all that shit. Told the Wet Sprocket, I only liked about 2 or 3 songs by them. Walk on the Water Like Jesus. I can't remember the other two songs. That's about it. Yeah, Jim Blossoms. I love that album. New Miserable Experience. Pretty good album. Hey Jealousy. Allison Road. What the hell else? Mrs. Rita. Miss Rita. Whatever the hell it's called. Until I Fall Away. All the songs off the album, I liked it. I never heard of that one. Filter. I know Filter. Hey, Emma, nice shot. That was based on the Bud Dwyer. Yeah, I know the Bud Dwyer thing. That was pretty fun to watch. Spin Doctors, I heard of them, but I really never liked them. Is that the one? Hey, if you want to go me, baby, just go ahead now. That's all I know. Yeah, wow. What the hell was I doing in the 90s? I don't know. Probably like most bands, I only like one or two songs by a lot of bands. I never really listened to the whole albums. My Fault and Lot in Life. The old Spin Doctors. 49 Blondes, What's Up? That's the only song I know by them. What's going on, right? That was the album called What's Up, and the song was What's Going On, I think. I can't remember. Shit. 49 Blondes. I'm trying to think. I know I bought more CDs back in the 90s, but shit, I must not have listened to them a lot. 7 Mary 3 was the biggest one. Pearl Jam. I liked their first album was okay, and everybody's going to say it's their greatest, but I really liked their next three, Vitalogy, Versus, and my favorite album by Pearl Jam is Yield. That's my favorite album by Pearl Jam. Oh, never heard of them. Jack Off Jill. No. Never heard of them. Yeah, I think a big problem with it seems like when I went to Panama in 93, not being here in the U.S. for 2 years, 93, 95, I missed out on a lot because we had, unless somebody brought something down there, like, oh, you never heard, which I've had a couple of times, you never heard of this band? Oh, yeah. Even when I got back to the U.S., somebody's playing, what the hell is the name of that one band? I can't remember. I got back here in 95. Candlebox. And the guy's like, hey, you like Candlebox? I'm like, who the fuck's Candlebox? Yeah. Jewel, that one song was pretty good. Who Will Save Your Soul? Pretty good. I actually like Jewel when she dressed up like a nerdy girl and had a nose, makeup on her nose, made her nose look bigger. And she went to a karaoke bar and she was like, got up there like she was a shy type girl, doing her own song. And people started getting into it, and she started singing a little more into it. And then she came back up later, did the other song, and nobody knew it was Jewel. But they were all like, "Wow, you're really good." They're all looking at her at first, like, "Wow, this nerd singing." Yeah, Candlebox. Yeah, I remember that. I got to Fort Hood, Texas, after I went to Panama. I actually left Panama, went home but my younger brother, I was hanging out with him, but he was more into hip hop and stuff like that. So I didn't hear about any new bands. And my parents moved from Northeast Pennsylvania to Central Pennsylvania. So I saw my friends probably for a couple days. So I didn't really learn too much about any bands, but I get to Fort Hood, Texas, and the guys, my new roommate, say, hey, you like Candlebox? You like Ice House Beer? I'm like, Ice House Beer? I never heard of that shit. You like Candlebox? What? Candlebox. Yeah. Snaggletooth. Oh, yeah, Snaggletooth. Yeah, but that was a cute little Snaggletooth, huh? Yeah, Ice House and Candlebox. I was like, what the fuck is Ice House and Candlebox? Yeah. But yeah, good times. Good times indeed. Yeah. There were some great times in the 90s. I can't remember half the 90s, though. Ugh. Oh, Snaggletooth Jewel. Yeah. Yeah, the 90s are crazy. I came back from Panama, and that's when Bill Clinton, started the Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I never met, a homosexual in the army, or at least not come out. And then when I got back from Panama in 95, went to Fort Hood, Texas. One of the supply guys, he had to go to supply to get fitted for, a gas mask, whatever. And then this guy was hanging out with my roommate. They played Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that. And then we had between the two rooms, we had a shower, bathroom. It was a toilet and a shower in there. So our room, a door, the shower, toilet, another door going to the next room. We shared a bathroom between the four of us. I get out of the shower one day. I come back in my room. The gay guy is sitting there. I didn't know he was gay at this point. And I just got a towel wrapped around me. And I start playing, it's a Friday or something, get ready to go out or whatever. It's like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock at night. Playing a little bit of PS1. That's when PS1 came out. He's like, says my last name. Because, in the military, everybody calls you by your last name. He's like, you got a nice back. And I'm like, yeah, I know I did a lot of push-ups, but I'm like, yeah, nice back, yeah. Then he leaves, and I asked my roommate, I said, that was kind of weird, saying I have a nice back. And he goes, oh, you didn't know? He's gay. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah. I thought he was kidding. I said, he's not gay, because he didn't seem like a gay type or whatever. But sure enough, he was gay. I'm like, and he was out and about. He didn't have to ask or tell with him. He was out and about of it. I mean, just his demeanor and stuff, he didn't seem like that type, but yeah. It is what it is, man. Let me look at all your previous. A guy went to Panama, so basically they were under the fire. He must have went during like the 80s. When I got there, we were under I got there in 93. We were still under a, not quarantine, curfew, military. I mean, you could stay downtown if you went to a club downtown, but at 2 o'clock, if you weren't back at your base by 2, there's a curfew between 2 and 5 a.m. But their clubs were open until 5 a.m. So basically you just stayed at the club all night till 5 a.m. and then you head back to the base. That was for like my first 6 months there. And then they lifted the curfew finally. I was like, well, they lifted that curfew. I'm going to start going back to the barracks at 2 or 3. I still end up staying out all night long, which is kind of stupid. But yeah, the one bar I went to, it was after Operation Just Cause, but they threw a grenade into that particular bar and killed a couple of soldiers and Panamanians. So they built a wall in front of the door. Basically, you had to go around almost like a guard shack. Sometimes they had like a concrete wall, and you had to go around and get in on the sides, where the door was. Yeah, so yeah. Nothing really major went on when I was there, besides a few soldiers get robbed by Panamanians. They go out to there's this one place where they had a waterfall, a trail and a waterfall, and some people would go out there. A guy in my unit, his brother came down to visit him, and he took him out to the waterfall there, and they got robbed by shotgun while they were out there. Good times. Another guy in my unit, a guy pulled out a shotgun at him out on the streets. He was somewhere in downtown Panama City. A guy gets out, pulls out a shotgun on the street, and he grabs the shotgun. This guy was a fighter, and he grabs the guy's shotgun. Luckily, the guy didn't pull the trigger, but I guess he said he got the shotgun to his side and grabbed it, wrestled the shotgun away from the guy. By the time he wrestled the shotgun away from the guy's running off. Panamanian police show up with him holding his shotgun. So they draw down on him. He drops the shotgun, gets down on the ground, but luckily they didn't get killed. Compliment is still a comment, I guess. Hey. Yeah, well, I don't know what that part was, but anyhow, yeah. But here's the Ratt N Roll, right? The greatest rodent rockers out there, at least. Yeah, I'll get Jammer back on here someday. He could do we're supposed to do 1984, greatest albums of 1984. I got a list already. I told him where to go to get his. I said, I don't know if I could find 10 bands that I like. I'm like, I was like, fuck. Just find 10 bands that you like one or two songs from, and you just, that's my 10 favorite albums because, So we'll see if we ever get to do that. I heard a Typo Negative, but I can't think of anything they did before. Yeah, he's been sick this week. He's feeling under the weather. Plus, his job schedule changed, so he's like, he usually has to do beer reviews on weekdays because family life on the weekends, I guess. But his job schedule changed where he could only do beer reviews on weekdays, and so he has that limited window between like 1 and 3. But he hasn't been doing any the past week or so because he hasn't been feeling good. So yeah, Jammer life. That's right. Speaking of which, I break into bed. It's way past my bedtime, 5 o'clock almost. I usually go to bed around noon, but it's my second night off tonight, and I woke up later than usual yesterday because I did beer reviews. So I didn't wake up till almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so I was up all day today, later than usual, and yeah, I better get to bed. Yeah, Jammer should step up, though. I'm waiting to do 1984. I got some great records on that one. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining PA Brew News. And it's been a Rockin review and awesome brews of England Lager, Ratt 99 LP, self-titled. And check it out. If you never checked it out, you might like it. And we'll see you on the next one. Shagdog Spit or Swallow Beer Review. Don't be a stranger. Watch our videos. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you on the next one someday, somewhere, somehow.